My name is Colin MacDonald, and I approve this message.
I heard a pretty good story, or read a pretty good story about you guys partying with Trailer Park Boys and Axl Rose.
Yeah, that was my best, John Angus. Yeah, John Angus got, well, we opened for Guns N' Roses in Halifax.
Right.
And there was all this, like their road manager came in and he was like, don't talk to Axl. You know, just the whole rundown. Like, oh, okay, fine. You know, so we were like scared of Axl before we got on the stage. So John Angus ended up, we never even talked to him, but his show was great, and John Angus went to an after show party at Trailer Park Boys, Bubbles' place, and Mike's place, and Axl walks right in with a bottle of champagne and says, hey, how you doing, man? I heard your set was great, and you're totally cool, and it's so funny how the people around him are just making him seem like such a monster, and you just talk to him, he's a cool guy, you know, and it's like, I mean, maybe he was just being cool then, maybe he has another side of his personality we don't know, but he, Image and I just hung out, and yeah, he was just complimentary of the band. He gave us a shout out from stage the next night.
No kidding, that's cool. You played with the Stones, you played with Guns N' Roses, and you know, we were just talking about how this past summer in Moncton, New Brunswick, you played with Bruce Springsteen. Like, how does that change things? Does that bring new fans in? Can you see that happening?
Yeah, it's been like, it's obviously a dream come true for us to be able to share the stage with people that inspired us to want to play in the first place. But you know, yeah, it's definitely like people were. It was pretty exciting. Like after, you know, we were on stage with Bruce Springsteen, and the next day everybody was like, "Wow, that's incredible!"
Yeah.
And I think it gives our old fans some reassurance. Like gets them fired up. And then, of course, when you're playing in front of 40,000 people, there's going to be a bunch of people that haven't ever heard yet.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can. A few people out of that crowd will be like, "Hey, I really dig this band." That's kind of been the way for us. You know, I get excited just for the fans too, because they've been supporting our band. They really believe in us, and they want to know that the rest of the world really believes in us.
They're just as excited to see you playing with Bruce Springsteen. So is it validating, you know, as a band, like when you got asked to open for the Stones, is that validating? Are you going, hey, we're doing something right?
Yeah, I mean, it all seems kind of like a blur. Like every time we hear about these things, it seems, oh my God, I can't believe that's even happening. And then, you know, we don't really believe it's happening until it's actually just over.
Right,
yeah.
right.
And yeah, it's just one of those things you can tell your grandkids, you know, and your parents are really proud of you and stuff. Like it's nice, you know. It's also like at the end of the day, our goal is to build our band up to a point where we're big and international.
You're the guys bringing somebody else in.
We're not just the guys being, hey, come meet the guys who met the other guy. It's like you want.
These are the guys.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to meet them.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, things kickstarted in 2002 when you won Rock Search out of St. Catharines, Ontario, and then you follow that up in 2003 with pretty much immediate success with House of Bill fame. And then you've kind of been dominating Canada since, picking up ECMAs, Juno nominations, but you've also kind of opened up a fan base in the US, the UK, Australia.
Yeah, it's been an interesting run, you know. I mean, like, I got to give props to Hits FM, which is that station out of St. Catharines. The biggest thing that they did for us, aside from having us win their contest, is they started to give us radio play.
Right.
And then once people started to hear the TREWS on the radio, I think it started to react pretty well to people. And
talking about, you know, how important radio play is, how difficult is it, you know, because you guys are just back from Australia, right? How difficult is it to kind of plant that seed and make it grow in the other countries?
It's hard, especially in the new way things are going. Like, people aren't necessarily really listening to radio much anymore. You know, they're spending more time discovering bands through the internet and stuff. And I think that's great. At the end of the day, I think great bands win out that way. Yeah. But it's also, it gives people so much choice that sometimes I think just your casual music fan might not really know what they like or what they don't like or who's who. So, you know, it's been definitely an uphill battle for us in that regard, because we just didn't have the same visibility or push right out of the gates like we did in Canada. And but you know, we tour around and pick up on it. You know, we put out a good show all the time, and you know, we're definitely winning fans, and we've had some really cool things happen. Like we've won, you know, awards in America and in the UK
the Independent Music Awards,
for songwriting and stuff. So people are taking notice of the band. It's just not as successful as we are in Canada. I mean, every time we go home, it's always cool, and people are supportive of the band. And yeah, I mean, even before we kind of had a national profile, we had a profile on the East Coast first, you know. So, you know, it's always cool. We wear our East Coast roots proud, and you know, the crowds there are good. They're a good drinking crowd. They like to have fun. You know, it's always a late, crazy night every time we play in like Halifax or anything like that.
So when you do go home, is it strange at all because, you know, you're running into friends or people who you grew up with, and you've reached this amount of success?
Yeah, it's never weird. Everybody I know they don't really give a shit. They're just kind of like, hey man, whatever. Like, you know, you're still the same bonehead. I don't know. They just, you know, they're not people that I hang out with. Don't really care about that stuff too much.
Right.
So yeah, it's never weird.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say?
No, looking forward to the show tonight.
Nice. Well, thank you, Colin, from the TREWS. I really appreciate it.
All right.
Have a good one, man.
We can't pretend